So good afternoon, everyone, again to our showcase webinar of BlockStart with the presentation of our 10 blockchain solutions looking for SME adopters for our final pilot stage of our third acceleration program. So I would like to welcome you all and also welcome our speakers, which are the representatives of our top 10 startups going through the current prototype stage of our accelerator program. And before we start, just give you a couple of technical recommendations, which of course all of you already know, but nevertheless, just to make clear that to please have your microphone and video turned off during the presentation of our startups. Then you are free after each intervention to ask your questions to our startups by using the Zoom chat function. So just type your questions and our moderator will select the pool of questions for our startups. So there's not a lot of time, so a pool of questions will be selected so that our speakers can answer them live. And finally, just to make sure that you are aware that this session will be recorded and publicly disseminated in BlockStart channels. So feel free to go to the chat and take a look at more information that we have regarding the recording process. And now I give the floor, no, still missing the agenda. So this is the agenda for today's session. As I was saying, I will then give the floor to my colleague, João Fernandes from Bright Pixel. João is the project coordinator of BlockStart, and he will briefly present our current open call for SME adopters who want to test and validate the blockchain solutions that are being developed by our top 10 startups. And these are our top 10 startups who have joined us today that will briefly present their solutions, the challenges and the needs that they hope be matched with your needs if you are an SME, an innovative SME, willing to also adopt blockchain. And this is it. So like I was saying, after each presentation, there's a Q&A. So please feel free to reach out using the chat function. And now I give the floor to João to kickstart this session.
Thanks a lot, Nadine. So hi, everyone. So just a quick intro on BlockStart. So today the focus will for sure be on the presentations from the 10 startups. So these 10 startups may be potential solutions that you'd like to try out in the next pilot stage that I'll briefly mention in a bit, but just a general overview about BlockStart program. So this is a blockchain accelerator funded by the European Union. We are helping during 2 years 60 startups, the solution providers, but also 60 SMEs, so end users that are willing to test the technologies being developed with the program, mostly focusing on retail, fintech, and a bit broader ICT area, with almost 800,000 euros equity free to be distributed along startups and SMEs. So this program is brought to you by Bright Pixel, an early stage VC investor, an innovation consultancy firm, Civita, and startups community F6S. So the BlockStart program includes up to 20K equity-free financing for startups, and also up to 4.5K for SME adopters willing to help these startups. We foster market validation, so we aim not only to have startups developing solutions for the sake of the technical elements, but actually test the market fit from as early as possible. We have also several mentors that are providing support, technical and business support to the startups, and we foster also some networking through events and our extended network of partners. So some overview about the last 2 years of this program. We had over 300 startups applying to the acceleration program, over 150 applications from SMEs and counting. So until the 10th of November, you still have the opportunity as an SME to apply to this last open call. Over 40 countries, the companies come from across Europe. 60 startups supported until now and 34 pilots implemented, over 200 mentoring sessions, and the satisfaction rate has been over 90%. So the next stages of this program, so currently we are until the end of November in the phase of further developing the MVPs from the startups that you'll hear today. And then from December to February, 5 or more startups that we'll select out of these 10 will be able to implement their solutions in SMEs to be selected in November as well, with the program ending with the demo day by the end of February. So if you are an SME, this would be the timeline where you'd be engaging with startups in the program, so from December until the end of February. So this is my last call for the last opportunity to be involved in BlockStart. If you are an SME eager to test some interesting blockchain solutions out of the 10 that we'll present today, you may do so until the 10th of November, until 5 p.m. Central European time. And along with that, we will ask you for some answers through a rather short form. Then also for some documentation that may be a bit tricky, so we urge you to apply as soon as possible. And so that if any mistake may arise, you still have time to eventually correct it. And then we also make available for our applicants a survey that we call "Do you need blockchain?" that basically enables you in less than 10 minutes to check if blockchain may be relevant for you or not. But of course, it will depend always on the technologies that we've been supporting in the program. So today, we hope that you are a bit more clarified about the solutions that we are supporting in BlockStart. And should you find any solution as fitting for your use case, for your needs, please apply to our program, and we'll be more than happy to do the matchmaking with these startups during November. So without further ado, I'll give the floor to the 10 startups, starting with HVault. So a wide array of projects that range different sectors, different kind of implementations of blockchain technology. And so I would welcome HVault to please share your screen and also start. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. So let me share my screen. Just confirm, can you that you can see it, and we can start. Let me. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see. So just a quick reminder, 5 minutes for presentation, then 3 minutes for Q&A. So if you have any question to HVault and the following startups, please share them in the chat. And so yeah, you may please start, Andres.
Okay, thank you. So let's start. In the next years, the number of electric vehicles on our roads will likely rise substantially. And for these numbers of vehicles, more than 5 million of EV chargers will be needed by 2025. We believe that the bulk of the charging of these vehicles will take place not only at our homes, but at many places like offices, shopping malls, or restaurants. It's slowly transforming to be part of retail, hospitality, and travel and leisure businesses. On the other hand, organizations in retail and hospitality sector are missing out on shifting customer sentiments towards electric mobility and environmental sustainability. Current solutions for EV charging are not smart, with no added value for the operator or owner, and their technological limitations inhibit implementation or integration with any loyalty management and any marketing initiatives. What we would like to offer is a blockchain-based digital ecosystem that brings together EV drivers and charger owners, that is connecting EV charging ecosystem to the existing loyalty management and marketing systems. We would like to give to the businesses possibility of minting and management of their own branded white label loyalty token enabled by blockchain technology, which is working as a payment layer, connecting all EV chargers in ecosystem. The idea is that changing the current monolithic EV chargers into lighthouses and beacons of EV drivers by the decision-making process, and maybe opening new customer loyalty channels, and also with possibility of earning revenue by sharing EV charging with the public. What it all means can explain this use case. Like imagine a restaurant or shopping mall connecting their loyalty management system with our ecosystem of EV chargers and reward and motivate their customers with bonus charging points or tokens to come back again to their stores or restaurants for charge and eat or charge and shop, for example. But it can be explained better on our prototype that I would like to present to you. This prototype is created for a loyalty manager of these restaurants. Is based on actual feedback from our SME adopters. As you can see here on this nice dashboard, you can see here a number of allocated tokens, or tokens that already created to user accounts, a number of tokens that have been used for charging, and number of tokens that are already expired. All data are live from our testing blockchain. Here you can, or here you have a page where you can create or manage your existing token. You can see your current allocated supply, and this information, like this "thank you for choosing our hotel" information, will be displayed here in our HVault portal. That is for our EV drivers. Here is also the section for management of EV drivers fleet. You can create users with ready-made accounts here in HVault portal, and you can mint and assign tokens directed to their accounts to be used. Another functionality is to directly for hotel and restaurants payment points, or let's say like this, where you can create as a manager QR codes with certain amount that can be printed, and they can be scanned by QR code here in our HVault portal, and this balance will be available to be used for a charging of electric vehicles. Like this rate 1 HTP hotel Prague tokens is meant by 1 kWh of charging. So these are what we developed for or as a prototype. But let's talk about what HVault is. And yeah, we are building new value through integration of equipment and platform in ecosystem to help transition toward EV lifestyle. We are building actually the third generation of EV charging ecosystem. Like third generation was like standalone charger with some fixed or regular pricing. The second generation is like pricing with roaming, and this pricing is managed by, from some online platforms. But what we would like to develop, and what we are actually doing, we are creating complex e-mobility services on our digital platform with dynamic energy management system, with peer-to-peer charging sharing, without any roaming, but with dynamic charging pricing, with also loyalty management that I already presented to you, and many more lifestyle products. We offer basically whole portfolio of our products. Every of these products is interconnected in one ecosystem, starting from chargers to energy management system, all available through our digital platform that is powered by blockchain. Let's talk about our plans from a product roadmap perspective. Right now we are in pilot in a prototype stage, but Q1 would like to pilot this prototype with as many SMEs as possible. And in a Q2, we are planning to actually integrate within some hotel reservation systems, and many more integrations like Google Map or Waze, where we can display active ongoing campaigns from our clients. Regarding the business roadmap, currently we are still looking for some SME adopters. We already have on board 3 of them. They are currently submitting the form, and in a Q1 and Q2 we'd like to actually launch in a piloting stage, but also launch in our partners in Poland, Hungary, and
Andres, if you can please end like last minute, as we are already in the Q&A period.
Yeah, of course. This is actually basically last slide. For who we are looking for regarding SME adopters, we'd like to find some partner from retail, hospitality, travel and leisure businesses, and unfortunately it needs to be based in Slovakia and Czechia, because we actually need to install our EV charger, for these businesses. But there are some possibility that our system can be integrated through OCPP protocol to non-edge charger as well. So if you have your own already working EV charger and it is compatible with OCPP protocol, we can work together. So basically that's it. We can go to the questions.
Okay, so thanks a lot. So just time for a quick question. If you could please summarize the uniqueness of H-Vault solution compared to other EV charging solutions.
Mm-hmm. Our uniqueness is in the model of, like, do you know Airbnb? So we are applying the same model on it. On the one hand, there are businesses or even like any EV driver that wants some EV charger, and they can make actually money by publishing this charger, making it public through our platform, and making some revenue out of it. So it doesn't have to be like standalone charger, something somewhere in the wild, but it can actually make money also for like ordinary citizen that have this charger installed in front of their houses.
Okay, so thanks a lot. Unfortunately, we have to move to the next project, BlockPulse. So thanks a lot, Andres.
Thank you.
So now from BlockPulse, either Thibaut or Guillaume, if you guys are there, you can please share your screen and start your presentation. Otherwise, we move to the following startup. So last call for BlockPulse. If you are not in the meeting, then we'll move forward, and then we'll leave it to the end. Okay, so let's go for BlockTax. Marta or Francisco, do you guys want to please share a screen?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Let me share the screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, we see it perfectly.
Okay. Well, friends, hello, everyone. My name is Francisco Guillén, BlockTax CEO. BlockTax, we are a company that fights fraud in different industries. We do it through the use of blockchain technology and its capacity to become the ultimate proof of authenticity. But today, my goal is to show you an efficient way to protect data from different IoT platforms from serious cybercrime attacks. And at the end, I will introduce you the rest of the team. But now let me begin by bringing to your attention 3 types of cyber attack to IoT platforms and AI systems. The first case shows the risk of adversarial attack in an automotive industry. A hacker might, with a simple yellow post-it note in a stop sign, might mislead the compromised software of the car and respond as if it were a reduced speed sign. The consequences are easy to figure out. The second case depicts the effect of malicious training in diagnostic AI system producing erroneous cancer treatment advice, or the last year huge fraud in telemedicine services during the COVID pandemic. The third case presents examples of media manipulation against a Twitter bot's account or the deepfake videos of well-known politicians. Well, the fact is that over a third of AI projects give ineffective or dangerous results due to data poisoning and cybercrime. And if I tell you that this affects many industries, like the ones that I show you here, that might not bother you much, but it'll affect us all due to the faking of news or the recommendation from Google, Netflix, or Amazon. To solve this problem, we have produced a family of autonomous hardware devices that collect the information directly from the IoT sensors machines, encrypt the data, and store it in a public blockchain. Now the information is marked and may be verified, and it's impossible to change and truly link to its source. Therefore, it becomes trusted and traceable. We name this edge computer that we see here blockchain of things devices. This approach makes it impossible for third parties to amend or impersonate the real producer of the data, and companies are fully accountable for the information they produce, use, or sell. And our strategy is unique for the low cost of our devices and the minimal cost of storing the data. Our solution creates an entirely new market by solving unmet needs in a number of industries: automotive, energy, healthcare, smart manufacturing, retail, buildings, homes, or repair cities. Just the 4 industries highlighted here represent a service accessible market in Europe of 80 billion euros, although our target is only the 10% concerned with cybersecurity or 8 billion euros. This table highlights the more significant players with solutions that try to cope with some of the issues that our technology fully solves. Our devices are the only ones performing this task with high computer power, low size, low cost, and full compatibilities and functionalities. In our business model, we have defined 3 categories of clients, and we charge a license fee, including the hardware, the firmware, and the initial set of fees, plus a recurring fee based on the number of devices and the volume of data secured. But this approach may change depending on the industry, as you can imagine. Our go-to-market strategy has been substantially modified by our participation in the BlockStart program. The interest in pilot projects from eligible SMEs, such as Adfield, Advanced Microturbines of Applied Research Solution, has led us to pivot toward Industry 4.0 IoT platforms and to smart cities and healthcare with the non-eligible companies that we've been approached by Conteo and Biometrics Max. And in terms of geographical market, we might expand more rapidly in Europe and enter Latin America earlier than expected. And eventually, in a post-pilot phase, we will sell this technology through strategic partners, tech integrators, and a direct sales force to reach the intended clients. Here you have the rest of the BlockTax team, which is well-balanced and experienced with 8 engineers, 2 PhDs, 2 MBAs, and 2 Master of Science in Engineering, plus 2 technical and investor advisors. We are proficient in computer engineering, especially in blockchain technology, and in the areas of management, marketing and sales, and online communication. And confidence is grounded on the knowledge and experience achieved in the authentication of consumer goods and people IDs, artworks, and online voting system. And this has granted us quite a few international awards and recognitions in the last years and endorsement from our clients in different industries. And that's all I wanted to share today. And I thank you all for your time and open to your questions.
Okay, thanks a lot, Francisco. So we don't have any question yet, but would you like to further characterize some examples of potential adopters looking to the pilot stage. So which examples of cases you'll be able to validate with SMEs?
In our case, I think that the best way to identify whether this blockchain technology is of any use for any SME is to, there is a question to answer. This would your business be supported in any way if you provide a proof of authenticity of product or your service? If this is the case, blockchain technology is the solution, because that will, is the ultimate proof of authenticity. You will not find any other technology today, maybe tomorrow, but today, that will help you to provide this proof of authenticity to your product or your service, and therefore adding value to your offer.
Yeah, great. So thanks a lot. Quite a versatile solution from BlockTax. So if you are in doubt, make sure to apply. And,
thank you.
And, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So next, BlueRoom Innovation with its Sense solution. So Denisa or Javi, if you...
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We are here.
Hi, Javi.
Hi, we are trying to
Okay. So your logo is
video settings.
Is covering yourselves, but if you can share your screen.
Yeah, we're just going to take this. Okay, now
Okay.
Sorry, this was in some of the previous presentations, I guess, relevant. Okay, so hello everyone from our office in Girona. I will share the screen shortly. I'm Denisa Gibovic, and with me today is Xavi Terres, our CTO. So we are happy to give you a short presentation on Sense, blockchain-based art exposition solution, and way more than that, as you will see right away during the presentation. Am I sharing the screen, John?
Yes, you are.
Okay, let's go. So why we are doing this project and what is Sense? Let's see. Even if you don't care much about digital art, I'm sure you have heard lately about incredible sales of digital arts never seen in our society so far. So why this is happening is actually thanks to the non-fungible tokens, which have found a way to and solution for the artists. What happens actually, and it was not possible to happen before, is that a digital art object is possible to authenticize. It is possible to show clearly the ownership of it and its uniqueness. So now we are able to know what we buy. Okay. But it is not completely so. The matter of the authenticity, you will see that with our Sense solution, we actually assure the digital identity in a way which has not been solved in the past. This is one thing. Another thing is that we actually extend the current NFT standard, which is used in the digital art, in a way that we convert every digital object in a token and give it actually its own identity as well. So it is possible to follow its exposure, the engagement around it, and all the ecosystem which each digital object is creating. It is a solution which has really great potential, and not only for the digital art objects, but for any digital object where you need to verify the identity clearly the identity of this this object, and not only through a certain platform, let's say, or in certain blockchain as it is sold in this moment in the market. It's really potent. If you think about it, no, that every digital object actually exposes itself, performs itself, collecting, let's say, all this what is happening when it is exposed in the webs, in the expositions, in different platforms, and so on and so on. So actually, our solution is tracking everything what is happening around this piece. Okay, so if we look at it very shortly on this scheme, we see two things. No, the one is the role of the artist in this case, and the role of the exhibitors. Take this as a use case. So the important thing here is that the artist, through sense, really takes control of the artwork. In the moment when the digital art object is created, also an NFT is created, which is linked to this object. And now through this token, we collect actually let's say the interactions and create the credentials, which are then which is decided by the artist itself. Which of these credentials will be published then on the Sense platform, where anyone can view and verify the different artwork interactions. Imagine this is actually increasing the value of the art, because it's different to know if a certain object was exposed in this or that place, or how many times, and how many likes it has received, how many followers are there around it. So it's really collecting the information about all this, and as well for the exhibition, for the exhibitors, it is a very useful additional, let's say, information which automatized. It's automation of a certain work, which maybe some of them even do, but it's really difficult to follow everything what's happening. So this is about in this moment we have already created the landing page where you which is sensearts.nft.com, where it's possible to see, so how does this technology works for an artist or for the exhibitors, what can they do there. So an artist basically creates a digital identity, creates the NFT and digital identities which are related with our standard, and from here on controls the digital identities of its works. So as well as creates the public view that I saw explained earlier with the credentials which are received from the exhibitors. At the other side, the exhibitors, what can they do? They can create their digital identity and issue the credentials to artists about the artwork that they are on display. So this relationship is relevant, and how this technology helps actually to interact these main partners, let's say, but also all the other stakeholders around them with the technology. Very shortly, I'm sure you hear a lot about it, but it's still interesting to see a market where a total value of transactions, for example, of NFTs in the digital art, actually raise to 300% a year. So it's a huge there is a huge market. Let's say what we don't pretend in this moment, at least to have all for us, but we see that with a very modest market share of 7%, we have still a very solid market to work with this solution. Today, our message is, we can go to any technical details, but what we want to transmit today is to other potential adopters that Sense is not only for digital arts. Sense is for everyone who has digital objects to care about. It could be intellectual property, it could be e-commerce products, it could be real estate related digital objects. It could be any kind of digital object where it is relevant to see how these objects perform, and where I want to really assure the identity, the ownership of this object, and It's performance which gains value through interactions. We already have an adopter in the digital art world. Let's say it's Hard Disk Museum from Spain, led by the artist Soliman Lopez, with more than 120 established artists, and we will pilot our solution with Hard Disk Museum in the following months. So that's shortly the presentation of SENS by BlueRoom Innovation, blockchain solution specialists.
Okay, thanks a lot. So we already covered most of the Q&A period, but so if you can quickly address why you believe you'd be the right team, the right company to set up this solution.
Well, we are a team of 14 persons in this moment. The half of the team are software engineers. Some of them, I think, work over 7 years now with blockchain and really with real life projects and solutions. Also, we work in Spain on a very, very ambitious project where we create the whole blockchain architecture for the traceability of waste management in the whole country. So I think with that we prove quite well that we are able to work with blockchain.
Great. So thanks a lot, Denisa. So now we have to move to Comunitaria, another project from Spain, for instance. Miguel, if you can share a screen, please.
Just found that the camera fall down. How are you?
Hi, Miguel.
I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, I guess you can see all my screen. Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Right. Yes, we do.
Okay, let's go. We're going to present this project that is called, my name is Miguel, I'm the CEO of Comunitaria, and I'm going to introduce you this amazing project, which is Rooftop that feeds. So some data to start with. Next Generation EU Fund has a priority, the energy rehabilitation of deprived neighborhoods. They grant up to 100% of the total cost involved. They are also funding as priorities the circular economy and healthy nutrition. By the way, this solution that we are presenting today is being awarded by UNICEF Innovation Lab. So what's our solution, Rooftop that feeds? Basically, the idea is to transform solar energy from the rooftop of deprived neighborhoods into a digital local currency, which is redeemable for fresh food at the local shops. So I'm going to try to explain this a little bit better. So we produced energy from solar rooftop in this. This is precisely the place where we are working now. This is the poorest neighborhood in Spain. It's called Los Pajaritos, and one of the poorest in Europe. So the energy produced in this rooftop is sold in fiat, in euros, to the local market, which is the one on the left-hand side, which is El Mercado de la Candelaria. Then the local shops pay for this electricity using our digital local currency. This is actually the project we are working with BlockStart's. So the conversion of fiat to our local already functioning digital currency. As you can see here, we have a digital wallet installed in either Android or iOS application. So as I said, energy is sold in euros, and the commerce pay with our local digital currency, which is called the IA. And the thing is that, of course, the neighbors, owners of the rooftop, go to the local market to buy fresh food, and for paying for the fresh food, they use the local currency that they've been given as a result of the rental of the rooftop. So this is an entire circular economy circuit, where we pay with fresh food, local fresh food, for the energy provided in the rooftops of the neighborhood. So the money worth from the electricity don't go away from the neighborhood, and the value creation out of buying of fresh food doesn't also go out of the neighborhoods. So it's as simple as installing solar panels and then receive a digital social currency. Homeowners association won't have to pay for the solar panels. They'll rent their building rooftop, and they receive a payment in the local digital currency. Actually, the local currency, digital currency, is an ERC20 based, is a side chain of Ethereum, and it's really, really, really easy to use. I mean, you have to bear in mind that these people are not very computer literate, but they give us like 4.8 out of 5 in easy of use. So this as simple as receive on your left hand side, and then on the right hand side you choose your commerce, and then you just pay with the EIA, which is the local currency. So we do have an impact, and we measure it. We're currently helping 100 families. We expect to reach 1,200 in July 2020. We provide already 1.5 tons of fresh food. We want to reach 10 tons. We have to provide 3 stable jobs. We want to reach 100 energy related to the homeowners association. And here we have what is called the multiplication effects of local consumption. So the money circulates and it's been spent 3 times. So, and we also, because we're buying locally and with CO2-free energy, we have quite a big reduction in tons of CO2. We measure all that. So we also use our own technology. It's a smart building IoT hub, which is built by us, and we measure and build the solar energy produced in the rooftop with this device. And we also have a management dashboard, which is also built by us, open source as well, which allows to track and manage our open source Ethereum virtual machine compatible blockchain transactions. So it's an intermediate layer to allow charities or organizations to track the very complex Ethereum explorers, the like of, which are difficult to read if you are not used to. So we also have this network effect, which is we have the digital currency that we create already functioning since 1 year now, and the people know it. So that creates a circle of trust among the people we work with. The business model, they know us, so we have an accessible business portfolio. The CAPEX cost will be, in some cases, covered 100% by the EU funds for these energy rehabilitation funds. So no investment is needed from homeowners association. If it's not the case, if we can't get that finance, we will charge 50% of the solar fee plus 10% of the job fees, which minus the cost of operation will be a 19% ROI, quite a decent ROI. So this is the amazing team that is working towards getting this solution. We have some university professors that have been with more than 10 years with community currencies, and people that is gifted in programming and digital marketing, and of course in operation. We have people that's been involved in with charities for a long time, and they know how all the system works. So that's all. You can see our real footage in this YouTube video, so you can see actually how the system works. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. So can you further detail how you came up with this project? What was its beginning?
We've been working with social currencies for about 12 years and then 10 years in blockchain space. And local currencies are like trust-based and paper-based and very trust-based. And this is exactly the opposite of blockchain, which is based on the cloud and for betting purposes in some cases, and trustless. So I knew at some point they will come together, and so blockchain will be a really useful tool for digitalizing social currencies, and that's how we came with this solution. And also we came to this solution because the actual system of donations based on prepaid debit cards or paper-based food vouchers are really, really inefficient. So a solution like this was needed and works, and it's been tested now for a year. So it's open source. So if someone out there wants to copy us, we will be more than happy to help them with giving them information, so they can just start their own community currencies at their cities.
Great, great. Thanks a lot, Miguel. So plenty of new ideas also for impact factor. So now we move to Digital Village. Thank you. So also project about communities, different kind of communities, but still communities. So Evelyn, if you may.
Hi, sorry, I'm just going to put my camera off because I have a wrong background. Okay, let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can now.
All right, so I just wanted to show you a video, something that we've built in a very short amount of time, actually, after we participated, got selected by BlockStart and got scouted from there by BlockRocket. Our journey has really accelerated quite rapidly. So we were really motivated to build our product further. So I'm just gonna play this while I'm telling you more about Digital Village. So we're demonstrating how you can use our platform, and this is already all online. So we have demonstrated, progressed quite a lot. So I'm the CEO and founder of Digital Village. It's a MMO metaverse with its own marketplace, selling NFTs on blockchain. So we have our own blockchain interface, Village Protocol, which is globally patented. And the idea of Village Protocol is to define the value and the community and the further value creation of NFTs. So for us, obviously, there is a lot of NFT marketplaces, but there is no utility for the NFTs. So we have combined a utility element for the NFTs by creating our own metaverse. So after you have created your own profile in Digital Village, you can create your own NFTs very simply. Here we are demonstrating how you can start a crowdfunding project. So crowdfunding project on Digital Village allows other users to become co-owners of your asset. So basically supporting or backing the value of your NFT. We have actually in the past month, we just closed our pre-seed round for over $1 million. And we have received a lot of funding in the past month. So, and I haven't actually pitched as much as I've pitched in the last month, I have to be honest. So I'm kind of like, this is the first time I'm pitching since some time. So anyway, here you can see that you can upload your asset and mint it as an NFT while the crowdfunding is completed. Here on the next part, you can define the sharing and dividend ratio for the creators, pledgers, and the sellers. And we focus very heavily on digital sustainability. So for us, building an ethical internet is very important. And currently we have clients varying from fashion industry, art industry, and governments and public organizations. So we work with architects, we work with jewelry brands, so we can essentially offer them any type of services. So here, as you can see, we have started our platform with the fashion industry, but we are going to sell tickets, buildings, access to different spaces. And the fun part is that you can actually connect physical services and products to your NFTs. So here we are logging into the metaverse. This is the first place you will enter. This is called the Infinity Room. Here you can bring any architectural items, art pieces, fashion pieces, which you own. And it's almost like your Facebook chat where you can also invite your friends, except it's spatial and real time. Here, this is actually me and my colleague, Luca. So you can audio chat in real time and you can participate into different events and happenings and live auctions in a spatial mode. And you can also connect these two experiences, so physical and digital experiences. And yeah, here are, we have basically 300,000 parcels. So we are renting and selling land to different actors. And one parcel is 200 square meters. So we're one of the largest metaverses that there is. And we are also blockchain agnostic. We support different blockchains, and we power it with Village protocol blockchain interface. Sorry for the dramatic ending. And I'm open for questions, and sorry for my background as well.
Okay, thank you, Evelyn. So what were your main learnings interacting with different players from different industries in terms of eventually something that you were not expecting and that proved to be relevant for your roadmap?
Yeah, I guess it's the being blockchain agnostic, so supporting different blockchain platforms, and also really sort of emphasizing the physical and digital connection, right? I mean, in the end of the day, for example, when we sell tickets on the platform as NFTs, you can really attach value to these assets through real-time experiences. So in Village Protocol, we have digital footprints that you can connect with your physical lifestyle, which essentially gives more value to that NFT. And also there is a very important element which we've been working on in the past a month, and now is security. So being able to store and really sort of create supply chain for these NFTs in the real world and in the digital space. That's been sort of proven to be a really important element.
Okay, so one last question. Which kind of player you are yet to involve in your ecosystem and that you will be looking forward to have them in Digital Village?
Honestly, we've got really a lot of interest from a lot of different actors. So we have tech companies, we have architectural companies, governments utilizing our token strategies, gaming companies, fashion and art companies. So we have a really, really versatile system. So I think what's really interesting is maybe the food industry, sports industry, yeah. And I think we are looking into satellites as well, robotics companies as well, to really sort of connect, impact what's basically what you do in the digital space to be connected to so connect digital and physical, basically.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Evelyn. So we will now hear from Roanna about BlockFrauds, solution from Fardware Software. So Roanna is sharing it.
Hello, everyone. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Wonderful. Okay, well, hello, everyone. I'm Roanna Doe. I'm co-founder and CEO of Fardware Software, and we're a B2B SaaS business trading as BlockFrauds, and we help insurance companies better detect fraudulent claims. So insurance fraud affects us all. It costs tens of billions of dollars a year in wrongful payouts and the costs of trying to detect fraud. And that means higher premiums that we customers have to pay. And that in turn means billions of people can't afford the protections they provide, especially the most vulnerable who really need them the most. And it matters for people to have insurance protection because we all want to look after our health and our families. And we all need the security that our property and businesses and jobs provide. And we all want to be able to protect the happiness and joy in our lives as well. And fraud also means we get worse service with the checks. And it feels bad with the trust issues. And insurers don't actually want any of that. They want to help. They know they need to make payouts, but none of us can afford to let fraud keep growing like this. So it's already a $3 billion market helping tackle it, and it's growing fast. And some companies are making really good efforts to tackle it, but there are still unmet needs. So why is it so hard? Well, there are so many reasons. So for a start, there are many different types of fraud, and it can be done using voice or text or images. And these days, there's also the sheer quantity of data, and those sources don't interact well at all. And it would be so much more efficient if insurers could collaborate and share data easily about claims and about fraudsters. But the insurers are quite rightly subject to very strict data compliance regulations, like GDPR here in Europe. And of course, there's also who they're up against, because it isn't just your Auntie Maria pretending she had steak rather than soup in her broken freezer. These fraudsters are often more technically advanced than insurers. They know all their weaknesses, and they collaborate and move really fast. So we're focusing here on 3 key aspects: better detection of fraud, compliance sharing, and providing advanced technology that will evolve in step with the fraudsters. So we start off at the local level here, helping each insurer form an ecosystem of the tools and data they choose to help detect fraud. And then we provide additional solutions where there are unmet needs or if we think we can do it better. And our first solution is advanced speech analytics. So each person has a unique way of speaking, and it's currently used for voice recognition. But the way they speak or the way they change their speech can flag fraud. And we're using cutting edge AI and our own algorithm for this. And we call it digital speech DNA, and it's anonymized. And then our second solution deals with images, checking if they've been used before in the local ecosystem, but also converting them in a way that they're totally unrecognizable to us. The AI can still match it to other records. And this all goes to produce an initial claim credibility score and claimant reputational score, which the claims handler can use to prioritize which ones they review. And because the speech and images have been anonymized, they can be shared compliantly. So on a private permissioned blockchain, we have a single source of the truth of those digital DNAs. And this acts as kind of a fraud bureau to check against. And it also has records of fraudster characteristics, even of the artificial bot claimants. And best of all, it has intelligence from all network participants, so you can check for double dip claims, and the AI can learn better and faster and more broadly from this wider information set and keep up with the fraudsters. The central AI then returns a more informed claim credibility score and claimant reputational score, and all network participants get an updated algorithm, and this helps them get more accurate initial results locally. So it'll be really user-friendly for the insurer. So there'll be actionable email alerts and highly interactive reviews of the individual claims, or by portfolio, and even through maps. So as Fardo Software, we were runners-up in R3's Quarter InsurTech Challenge 2020, working closely with the sponsor, B3I. And of course, we're on the prototype phase of BlockStart here, where we've since rebranded as BlockFrauds. And in BlockStart, we're on track for the prototype deliverables. And for the pilot phase, we'd love to partner with an SME who's involved either with insurance or in some relevant part of fintech. And your involvement could be really light touch. You know, we can run the trials pretty much ourselves. But if anybody'd like to be more involved and keep the collaboration going afterwards, then that would be even better. So we know the industry and we know what needs doing. Saudad has over 30 years experience in technology, and he was previously CTO and head of innovation at Hiscox. And I've got over 20 years of complementary experiences. We've got a strong team and network around us. We'd love to add an SME to that community. So thank you very much indeed. And please do get in touch if you'd like to hear more. And now for the Q&A, I'll hand over to my co-founder and CTO, Saudad, so that you can get to know him too. Thank you. Let me stop sharing.
Okay. Great, thanks a lot, Rowana, and hi to Saudad. So, can you please refer to how key blockchain is to your solution and
Yeah, so the solution is built on 2 fundamental pillars, blockchain and AI. Now, blockchain will enable that sharing of intelligence in a compliant way. And with the AI being federated learning, just sharing the intelligence, the 2 form this ability to evolve as fraudsters get more sophisticated across the blockchain. And one of the biggest problems in the insurance sector is sharing of data, because you have to remain compliant and work with the regulatory landscape. So blockchain anonymized sharing of intelligence will enable that evolution of fraud detection to take place.
Okay, thank you. And regarding the how do you see blockchain use developing in the insurance sector? How would you see that evolution, and also in terms of how short, medium, or long term would it be, and how your solution will help in this?
So in general, insurance, if you look at insurance, is highly connected network of syndicated contracts, and they exchange data frequently, large volume of data. So today, if you look at how insurance companies operate, they have internal workflows that are totally disconnected from external workflows, and very often today they use the email tool as workflow, and the source of truth is often lost as well. So I see in the medium term, insurance companies will latch on to blockchain simply to enable that integration of internal and external workflow and exchange data in a reliable way with one single point of truth. Also, you have the history and the traceability, auditability that goes with it. So insurance companies are seriously looking at this alternative today. And where our solution will fit into that is, once this syndicates and these consortia are set up, then it will be easy for our solution just to go on top of that and just exchange data and intelligence between the insurance companies.
And from the interactions that you've been having, do you see this collaborative approach in the agents that you've been engaging with, namely between the insurers to get into this collaboration approach?
And yes, I think if you look at the success of B3I, purely insurance consortium, they have about over 50 big insurance names behind them, and they have a pipeline of products to be delivered, and there is a clear roadmap published for them. Also, we see InsureWave and other consortia being set up now, and they are very successful, and they do have today, I think, about over 20-30 products on blockchain shared between the insurance companies. So I see the future for insurance companies and the wider financial sector relying on blockchain more and more.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So now we'll go for HODL and LNG. Snezana or Jean-Christophe. Hi, Jean.
Indeed. Hi, Rao. How are you? Let me share my screen. And thank you indeed for giving us the opportunity to present HODL NG. Very briefly. So I'm Jean-Christophe Finidori. JC is much easier. I'm the founder of HODL NG. We are a blockchain startup incorporated in Tallinn, Estonia. We are fully dedicated to one specific industry or sector, the natural gas industry. More specifically, we designed a solution for the liquefied natural gas industry. But in the context of BlockStart, we thought it was beneficial for MSMEs, and we decided to explore the sector of the biogas more specifically. So here is our team. We are 3 founders. We are located in Paris, France. We are very fortunate to have some highly skilled advisors to support us in these ventures. And the main idea of HODL NG is to use and to apply blockchain technology to natural resource extractive industries, and to tackle many issues that we saw in those industries. The interesting in the context of biogas, because in regards with the purpose of BlockStart to make works together a blockchain solution with MSMEs, we decided to focus on biogas, and that's why we conduct a lot of interviews and meetings with farmers, with MSMEs, with biogas plant and biogas producers. And at the beginning, we thought that with what we've developed so far for the LNG industry, the concept of the digital asset, we thought that their need was more focusing on the proof of injection, the proof of origin, the proof of withdrawal in the grid, in the natural gas grid in the cities. But in fact, these things have already been solved, and it's not exactly the main issue that they had. And the main issue is that, and it's interesting because this is all the purpose of the blockchain, and this is all the purpose of what we try to develop within the LNG with the concept of digital asset, is the Internet of Value, in the sense of how we can give more value, or how we can give another source of value, or how we can generate more value for those people. And in the context of biogas, it becomes obvious for us to apply our solution and to support them in their efforts to address the GHG emissions, and to transform these efforts into the concept of digital asset. With the one idea is to not to rely only on subsidies, and because it's a highly subsidized industry, but to find a new way for them to get another value for the effort that they are making. So what we come up with is to reuse what we've done in the LNG industry with the concept of the digital asset, which is a virtual representation of a volume of gas. And we are very focusing on the producers who could proudly say that there are negative CO2 emissions, meaning that during the process, during the way they produce this biogas, there are negative CO2 emissions, meaning that the GHG emissions are negative, meaning that, and this is something that we would like to subsidize, that we would like to support them in the monetization of that, because it's pretty rare in this industry. So the main benefits for them is to support their efforts to be negative CO2, to generate incentives in a sense of generate adding value and generate more revenue, and substantially and horizontally, I would say, from an industry perspective, is to foster biogas development. Very briefly on what we've developed, the concept of the digital asset. It's based on the standards NFT that you already heard from Digital Village. The way we program the blockchain is that we are able to thanks to the NFT to keep the uniqueness of a contract, to keep the uniqueness of a transaction, and to keep the uniqueness of some characteristics. But we program the blockchain and we program the NFT standard in a specific way to be able to provide them with a solution to split this digital asset, to be able to interact with part or all of this digital asset by a smart contracting approach, to nurture with some additional value, with some non-material value related to the GHG emission and so on. And at the end, the digital asset reflects all the activities and reflects, during the lifetime value of the gas, reflects all the effort that they made. And this is why technically speaking, it's an NFT. And the interesting thing is, beyond the natural gas industry, beyond LNG and beyond biogas, our solution, because we are actively involved in some program related to logistics and supply chain and energy sector at large, the purpose of the digital asset could serve a lot of different industries. As soon as you have a clear volume of something that the digital asset can reflect, and as soon as you have some value that you would like to share with your counterparties, with your contracting parties, to add more values to your product. And this is all the concept of the blockchain, and this is all the purpose of our digital asset. So thank you again for your time. Quick announcement that next week, in the context of BlockStart, Julien, our CTO, will present our solution, the digital asset or special NFTs, in the context of your next webinar on NFTs. So thank you again for listening and for your time. Appreciate that.
Thanks a lot. So can you please just summarize some examples of profiles of companies that you'll be looking for testing our solution and providing you some feedback?
The ideal candidate would be a company in connection with the biogas industry, of course. So farmers, biogas plants, companies producing or distributing biogas. But as I said, beyond that, the concept of the digital asset in the way we program it, it can be adopted by any company that, of course, in the energy sector or more at large in the logistic industry, for every company that they have a clear volume and they want to make their contracting parties interact with a part of this volume through this digital representation of this volume. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. So now to Hopu. So either Antonio, Sonia, or Diego. So Hopu next. I don't know if anyone is there. If not, we move to Ship next. Okay, so I believe we can go for Ship next. Alexander, are you there? So three startups left to present. Let's give a couple of minutes just to anyone from Hopu, Ship next, or Blockpools who is yet to present to join us. If not, I'll have to invite you to check their profiles in our website and then have the opportunity to try to understand if their solutions could be fitting for you. So in the meantime, I'll be sharing a link through the chat. So through this link, you'll be able to check the profiles of all 10 teams that are developing their solutions under BlockStart prototype stage, and also for you to have an easier access to the open call for SME adopters. So the second link that I've just shared enables you to see the application form and the criteria that will follow to select SMEs. So if you are an SME looking to test a blockchain solution and be able to receive 3,000 euros to have this interaction with one of our startups, or if you eventually know someone that could be looking to test one of our 10 blockchain solutions, please make sure to share this opportunity with them. So now, last call for Hopu, Ship next, and Blockpools. If anyone from these three companies is there, please present. If not, we'll end our session. Okay, so I believe none of them are in the event. So just like to thank to the people attending, also to the 7 startups that presented today. Make sure to check our website to see all 10 profiles, and also we would appreciate if you could share this opportunity for testing a blockchain solution and even receiving some money and visibility for that with your extended network. So thanks a lot to all, and wish you a great rest of the week.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Thank you.